Shalom to everyone. It is early for me in the morning, but I woke up and after waking, I was pretty much led to come and touch the cards for a new moon reading. And so that's what you guys are pretty much about to witness at this time. Okay. So, like I said, this is going to be a new moon reading, and I'm doing things different for some reason, slightly different. Anyway, I was just instructed to rearrange these in the order that I saw them, so that's why I just did that. I'm going to do this as a reading all of itself, but I'm going to um and I'll continue with like something different later. Anyway, moving on. Like I said, this is happening as we speak. I didn't prepare anything, so this might be a little lengthy. So the first card that we have right now on the table is Mercury, and it's in the place of um it's the first card. So for me, this is usually what's going on internally. And Mercury deals with our intelligence. It deals with the things that it deals with the way that we communicate, how we receive information, how we give it. And that's just like a little quick, brief understanding. I'm going to go ahead and read the book. It says Mercury is all about the mind, specifically intelligence and communication, the desire to share your ideas and to be heard, as well as the yearning for further education, formal or informal, is under Mercury's governance, excuse me. So for sure, I feel that with this being the first card for us, this to me is a collective reading, but I know it's gonna resonate with me. Um, I feel that there are a lot of us who've been speaking about and we've been talking and speaking about the ideas that we have, about the ways that we view things, and not even just the way that we view things, but even the things that Spirit has been teaching us and telling us. We've been talking about that now, okay? Um, so yeah, I feel like if this hasn't started to happen for some of us, many are about to start walking heavily in their Mercury. You're going to start communicating a lot more. I know that there's going to be some people who are public speakers because, again, we want to be heard. The ideas that we have, the things that Spirit has been teaching us, we want it to be known. So we're going to be sharing through communication, whether that's writing, whether that is speaking publicly, recording videos, whatever the case may be, we're going to be communicating. That's something that is heavily in our thoughts right now. And yeah, so that's something. Um, Also, I just heard about there could be some issues with communication. So this could be another reason why this is here in the first position. Um, some people may not have been speaking about their ideas, speaking about what it is that they believe should be happening at this time. They may have only been in their heads about it and thinking about it. And maybe it's coming to a head where you're going to have to say something. Saying something could be therapeutic and healing for you. Saying something about whatever is going on internally could be healing for you with the sun card here. It could also be you getting back to who you really are. I heard getting back on assignment. Some of us could have been distracted by our dreams or our ideas and thoughts about marriage or just relationships in general. And it could prove to have been a distraction or just detrimental so far to ourselves, just to our spiritual self, to our genuine, authentic self. So that could be something that's heavily weighing on our minds And with the sun card here, I feel like what's influencing the communication that's about to come forth um, is self. Whether it's that you have lost yourself and you need to find your way back, or if you just feel like talking, coming out more about who you are, you know, sharing more about what it is that you desire. All of that is going to be coming out. Also, the sun card could deal with paternal issues. So maybe if it's not you, somebody else that you could know, be close to, love, be dealing with, could be also dealing with issues surrounding their father. And they may communicate that to you, which will obviously affect your mind and what you're thinking about. But anyway, let's move on to the sun card. This is in the second position, which is usually for me in a 4 card or 3 card spread. This is usually what is affecting the inner world. So this is why whatever issues that can be pointed out with this card are what's causing the first card energy. It's what's causing us to think about this, to have feelings and concerns, um, and be in deep thought internally about it. So with that being said, let's get the sun card. So far, we've got 6 and 4 on the table. I'll be looking up those spiritual meanings in a little bit. I should do it now, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to read. I feel so bad. Oh, now 2 pages have come out. Wow. I didn't know that. Anyway, I'm stumbling. I'll pause real quick. Okay. Um, so the sun card deals with our need to express our own sense of self. And other issues that come up are self-image, self-esteem, our individuality, our identity itself, and personal creativity. Also, ideas about paternal figures and authority might also be indicated if the sun card appears. So we already shared a little bit about that, but yeah, I really feel like a lot of us are gonna have to talk about getting back to ourselves, getting back to, or finally creating the image, the lifestyle that we see for ourselves. And we're going to have to communicate that very soon, because it's this right here is been what is causing our inner thought, whether it's inner turmoil or even inner peace. I happen to feel that it is inner turmoil. That's why the Mercury card is in the first position and this is in the second, because this is what's causing us to think so hard um, about ourselves, really about what is it that we want for ourselves. Are we currently in a situation that is conducive to what it is that we feel that we desire for self? And I think that many of us are going to come across this energy and we're going to realize that we're not doing certain things that we wanted to do for ourselves, that we probably never have, some of us. And for those of us who have gotten a taste of it but have been distracted along the way, we are being called to get back to that. And yeah, I feel like a lot of us could know very well that we have daddy issues, like um that maybe the reason that we have gotten so far off track from who we believe and know that we are is got something to do with our dad. And then for some of us, our father could be our inspiration to create this life that we desire. I feel that some of us could be a lot like our fathers. I'm hearing visionary. Like, I know I'm a visionary. My father was a visionary. However, um, my dad, I think, was in this place of wanting other people and maybe even demanding other people assist him with his vision. And that was because he felt like there were certain things he could not do, certain things he was limited on and that he didn't know. And that's okay, but you can't demand anyone. Like, basically you have to just do what you can. This is what I feel like I'm learning. You can't force anybody to be a part of your vision. What you can do is let people know, and then you put in as much effort and as much work as you possibly can, and hope and pray that people will assist you. And not even about hoping and praying, just do what you're meant to do. Send up your petitions to the universe, and they will bring people in and out of your life to help you fulfill your vision. But you have to continually be working towards it. And so some of us could pick up the torches where our fathers were unable to progress in this life. For those whose fathers have already passed, like mine, we could pick up the torch and actually surpass, you know, or fulfill what it was that our fathers wanted to do for themselves, but were not able to. That's not for everybody, that's just for some people, I believe. But yeah, basically, whatever issues stem with your surround your father, those are the issues that are also underlying why you're thinking about what you're thinking, why you're feeling what you're feeling, why your ideas that you have about relationships, about life, are the way that they are. Your father could be a major factor in that. But then again, ultimately, this is about getting back to yourself. This is about creating and connecting with your own self, your self image, your individuality, your identity. Some of us are wanting to really get to who it is that we really are. We could have had a glimpse of it in our youth, and now we could really be. I had to change my ring; it was hurting on this finger. But anyway, yeah, we're getting to the point where we're tired of not being ourselves. We see that it's not working any other way, and so we have to step up to the plate. And the only way we can do that is by really truly getting to know ourselves. Moving forward, the next card that came out was the Pluto card. I'm going to show you guys that in a little bit. But first, I need to find. I knew it because I felt like Pluto was dealing with death, and I wanted to say that, but I just thought it in my head. So yeah, okay. So the Pluto card came out in the third card position. This is usually um, either for me advice or outcome in this position. So, but I'll leave it up to you guys to figure out which it is for you. I'm just going to share what I hear. So, for the Pluto card energy, it says Pluto carries a lot of important human experiences, such as life, death, rebirth, and sex. Tied in with these ideas are issues of power and control, as well as finding personal freedom from confining mindsets. For me, this is about a death, hands down. This is about a death that is going to bring renewal. That's what this is about for me with Pluto. Also, I feel like some of us could be in unions where the sex is amazing, but like in other areas, there's a it may come across as a power struggle, or if it's not a power struggle, um, you could be being asked to do things, but at the expense of yourself. You know, at the expense of who you really are. And maybe at the time before you didn't know that it would be this detrimental to you. You didn't know that it would make you feel that you were dying. You didn't know that it would make you feel as if you weren't being yourself. But over time, it has. And so there's been a death of sorts that has happened. And truth be told, it's for the best. It's going to work out, I believe, for the good of those. But nevertheless, a lot of us have been feeling like we've been slowly dying. Like, I can speak for myself. I feel like there are certain parts of me that have died to be in supposed service of somebody that I care about. And um I feel like it's, and I could be wrong. I just feel though that it's been to my detriment, not for my good. Um I do feel that there are issues of control here. This could go anywhere. This could be anywhere in your life. It could be with a job, it could be with a relationship, it could be with family members. Okay? It could just be within you. But usually other people act out the things. They help us see what's happening. So yeah, somebody could be controlling and you could be having to rise up, and really speak up for yourself. And I feel like whatever communication is going to come from about, whatever communication is getting ready to come up, it's going that you have to speak. It's going to come across for you like it's a death, the death of a relationship, the death of a connection of some sort. And death is always painful. But again, this is reminding me of the death card, and death is not the end. It's usually the end of something, the end of a cycle, the end of um something that has run its course, or that wasn't supposed to be. Or when I say run its course, it means that it could have been what it was supposed to be before an appointed time, right? And once that appointed time is over, once that season is over, winter comes or death comes, and then new life. New life can be new perspective, or of course, it can truly be um, a whole new life based off of new patterns, new mindsets, all of that. So this is reminding me heavily of the death card, but the death card is not just a one-hit quitter. It's like with the death card, that is the cycle of the beginning of something, the ending of something, and then it repeats itself. Maybe not in the same way, but it still is a cycle that's going to come. It's going to happen. So for me, this is an indicator of change, of course, that's getting ready to take place. Like something is getting ready to die in order to bring in new life, a new way of being. 2 2 is 4. So I'll be having, let me jot these numbers down that I need to look up. Oh, we've got spiritual numbers to look up, spiritual meanings of numbers. We've got 6, and we've got 4. We've got 2 4s on the table. We got a 13 and we got a 22. So I actually just need to write 4 1. And the last and final card is going to be a number 9. So we'll write that down. So yeah, somebody might actually die. Someone may actually pass away and transition to, another part of life. I just heard that, so I had to say it. But I feel more heavily that this is really centered around life, but the death of certain things in our lives, the death of patterns, behaviors, the ending of cycles, the ending of mentalities, and new life. I feel like a lot of people are trying to get away from maybe someone who is so authoritative over them that they don't get to be themselves. They don't get to express themselves freely. So they feel inauthentic. And you're realizing that, okay, I don't like this feeling. I want to feel free to be myself without being judged, or without being made to feel like I'm being wrong because of my beliefs or because of the life and the lifestyle that I envision for myself. Okay. Pluto. Oh, I already did Pluto. I'm looking for Jupiter. My bad, guys. My bad. Jupiter is right here. So it says that Jupiter is often associated as with the planet of luck. I'm gonna say blessing, okay, and favor and expansion. The desire to understand the bigger picture, to prosper, and to experience joy are also a big part of Jupiter's influence. Optimism, faith, and spirituality play roles in these issues. So for me, this card is definitely about the spiritual aspect. And it's like our spirituality is what will lead us into prosperity. It's what will cause us to have favor and faith, and to continue to press on even through the face of adversity, to continue to press on after a death, which it will hurt. Even if it's metaphorical, it's going to hurt. Like, and when I say hurt, I just mean the pain, the attachments that are going to have to be severed. That's painful. It's a painful part of the human experience to know that maybe somebody who you might have thought would be here is not going to be here anymore in your life. Or somebody who you felt you were going to be for, you're not going to be for them anymore. Things will change. And a lot of times it's hard for us in our as our spirit beings having human experiences. It can be hard once we become attached to someone to sever those ties, to let them go. And to know that we'll carry them always. Because we experience them and we come into contact with them, we will have their memory. And we can choose which memories we decide to keep. But yeah, I think that after this death and this new life comes about, it's going to be very, very much spiritual. I feel that a lot of spiritual ascension is taking place or is already in the process of taking place. And this is merely just part of the spiritual expansion. This is part of the spiritual ascension for us. And as a direct result of going through this experience, we will be blessed and favored. That's what I get from this. First inwardly, and then the rest is going to just kind of flow out. This is abundance. Let me tell you the thoughts that Spirit said to me before I was when I was just preparing to do this reading. I prayed and my thoughts were always, what are the energies going on? What are the energies that we can expect at this time? And even before I asked that question, these thoughts were already flowing. And I'm gonna explain something else that happened recently that I'm just excited about, but was weirded out when it happened. Anyway, so it says you will have abundance in these next coming months. And then I had already done my sage wand, but I was instructed. It was telling me to pick up the cedar wand and to wave it. So that's the thought I really heard first. It was wave that wand for abundance. And then it says you will have abundance in the next coming months. And then the ideas that came right after that was your peace, your home, your self-esteem. Clearly that was something that was mentioned in the sun sign. I mean in the sun card. Okay. Um and then the last and final message said, listen today and every day to the voice of the Most High Spirit. Whenever I'm talking about spirit, I will always be talking about the Most High. But I do know that the Most High can utilize, other spirits to pass messages that we need at the most appropriate times. So yeah, I really feel like this is amazing. This is an amazing energy reading. I'm going to be done with it in 2.5 seconds. I'm going to get ready to summarize everything. And I'm summarizing this time just, okay. So some of the ideas that we have about ourselves, the intelligence, the intuition, even the way that we speak, a lot. we're talking a lot more about what it is that we desire for ourselves. We're actually reflecting on what is it that I really want. Am I in alignment with that as of now? Am I in situations where it's conducive to what it is that I truly desire? On top of that, a lot of us are having to rectify and think about and deal with daddy issues. Things that our fathers did or didn't do, for that matter, for us, that have totally affected the way that we think about maybe men in general. And this could be men or women. This is gender neutral here. Okay. Our fathers were a major influence on the ideas that we have. And so now we're having to call those into question because of the communications that we're having within our spirit. And also because of the communications maybe that others will bring in to us or that we personally share with someone else. Our self-esteem, how we feel about ourselves, what it is that we truly want for ourselves is affecting these ideas, whether we voice them or not. Okay. After this, once we figure out what the heck is going on, what it is that we really want, we're going to communicate those ideas to others, and it's going to cause a death. It's going to cause a separation. It is going to cause um, changes. A relationship of any kind will change once this information comes forward, if it hasn't already come forward. Okay, some of us could have already spoken our truths about the need to be alone, the need to get back to self. We could have already shared this information with those who are important to us, and that severance is still going on, or it hasn't quite happened yet, but it will. Also associated with that are the issues of sex, life, and even power and control, personal freedom. So I believe that that's what we're trying to get back to. So once we communicate this about getting back to ourselves, we will leave. And it's going to be to regain our own personal power, to get back control over our own lives. And from there, we will begin to ascend and to also manifest more of the life it is that we desire. You know, this has been a message that's been coming through for the past couple weeks. So this is just confirmation after confirmation after confirmation. Some of us are going to have to separate from people, places, things, ideas that we loved, that we've always held so strongly to, in order to ascend and to get, not only, it's not just about ascension. To me, ascension is about creating the kingdom here on earth. And a lot of us are going to have to divorce ideas that we had for ourselves. And we're going to have to listen to the voice of spirit about who we are, what we're here to do, and then move on those things. And it looks like the universe is working tirelessly to ensure that that happens, because they're trying to get us to this Jupiter energy, which is about favor, which is about expansion. I remember a couple weeks ago, I remember praying the prayer of Jabez again, like, Father, expand my territory. It's coming, but I have to let something go. I have to let something die. And once and that's just my understanding, but this can apply, and however it resonates for you, let it be. But we're going to have to allow something to end. We're going to have to give up something in order to reach this new life. And what we're giving up is good for us. It's not, spirit doesn't want to harm us. Spirit doesn't want to make us angry. But a lot of us are resisting this death, and we have been in that energy probably for a while now. But anyway, that's the reading and understanding that I have. Once this death takes place and new life enters, this new life is going to bring favor, expansion, abundance. The type of life that you have been feeling like you desire. For many of us, we've always known that this right here is what we're supposed to be doing. This right here is what we can have. I'm done. Let's get some of the signs that this could totally resonate with at this time. Spirit, please. Alrighty. How funny. How fitting is that? At this time, please give the signs that this may most resonate with, please. And thank you. Let all that this may resonate with come out. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you. I know that they will appreciate you. Come on. I know there's a few more. Please. The signs that this message will resonate with most and for their highest good, allow them to come forth at this time, Spirit. Please understand that these readings can be for anyone. Your sign can be anything and anywhere, okay? But when I usually say this is just mostly for those who may really resonate with this at this present time. I'm asking for one more card, but of course, Spirit, have your way. Okay. One more, and then we're going to be... I need to ask for spiritual guidance on how we can deal. All right, this is that one more that I was asking for. So, and then I've got Taurus. Spirit, please give us some encouraging words for how to deal with these energies. Please give us encouraging words for how to deal with these energies that are coming up. We got 3 cards, guys, so I'm going to probably take all 3 of them since they all flew out like crazy. All right, so the energies, the signs that we have here on the table are Taurus, Gemini, Leo, Virgo, Pisces, Scorpio, and Capricorn. These can be anywhere in your chart, and wherever they are, it will most likely resonate for you. Oh my God, they were way more than 3 cards. Okay, so let's see how many. I've got 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3. I've got 5 cards here. Anyway, this is a lot. I don't know if I really want to take them. I think I might want to. Okay. Okay. I'm going to take them all. I have to take them all. So the first card that came out was Seek and You Shall Find, Matthew 7:7. And I just kind of feel like that has everything to do with getting back to self. Seeking the Most High will lead you, I believe, to yourself. Not in a negative way, but I just feel like you'll realize that you and the Most High are connected. Anyway, so Seek and You Shall Find, first card, and encouragement that came out. Second is blessed are they that hear the word of the Most High and keep it. What I feel like this means, like for anybody who knows me, you know that I identify with the Hebrew faith. So that'll mean Torah, keeping the laws of the Most High. Okay. Um, I'm not only talking about those laws that are actually written. I'm talking about what I've learned in my studies and experience is that whatever the Most High tells each of us to do, that is like Torah to us. That is a law. That is an instruction to us. And when you do those things, you are favored. When you do those things, you are blessed. And when you obey the Most High, when you obey the voice of the Most High anyway, that is you keeping Torah. Some people may not agree with that, but that's okay. That's the understanding that the Most High has given me over the time, because even before written Torah was given, the Most High was giving people instructions. Okay? And when they obeyed, they were blessed. Hence our father Abraham. So what I said that to say is that what the Most High instructs you to do, what Spirit instructs you to do, you listen and obey that. And again, that sounds exactly like to me what Spirit said about listening. What did it say? It said, listen today and every day to the Most High Spirit. That was the very last message that we got. So I kind of feel like that's that's the same. The next encouraging word is knock, and it shall be opened unto you. For me, this is about making clear your intentions, making clear that, like, making it known that you need to know something or that you desire to experience something. I'm hearing the word meditation, and it's the prayers meditation, the one where you're asking questions. You ask these questions of spirit. It's like you knocking on the door of spirit and being like, hey, I'm interested in this information. Send those petitions up and then expect and wait on answers. Spirit will give it to you. The next card that came out was, thou shalt love the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul and with all your mind. Spirit told me months ago that the God that is being spoken of is within you and I. So it's really going to look like you, but it's truly your connection to spirit. It's your reflection of God in you. And so spirit taught me that this scripture and even the law in scripture about not putting another God before yourself is about you. It's about not putting anybody above you to your detriment. Some people may not agree with that either. But Christ didn't even do that. Christ went within, found out who he was according to the Most High. And what I mean by found out, it's like he remembered. He had to remember his purpose, remember why he was there. And that's what led him to be of service to people. But it could not happen before that. It could not happen before that. So Spirit shared with me, this is about getting to know who you are, what your purpose is here in the earth. And that's going to require a lot of solitude. And then messages come from that information. Your focus at this time should be you. That's what I get from this. And then it says, peace I leave with you, my peace I give to you. Christ is our example of ascension, guys, of how to properly ascend. Get to yourself, handle your demons, battle your demons. We have to die to certain behaviors and mindsets and expectations, even of others and even of those that we have for ourselves, and pick up what it is that Spirit tells us we are here for. And then walk in that. And we will be given favor. And we will experience the kingdom now. And we will have this peace. The same type of peace that Christ was able to have. This is about ascension. So with that, now I'm really finished and I say shalom. Okay, hi guys, shalom. This is that second part of the energy reading that I was supposed to do about the spiritual meanings of the numbers that were attached to the card. So I'm going to read that now, and yeah, that'll be all. So the spiritual meanings of the number 6 are about balance and harmony in the home. It also was talking about the number of perfection there. So somebody is wanting to experience a perfect home life, whether you're single or married or committed or whatever. And I feel like that is coming. That's coming. Um and it's going to come because of things that are going to be communicated. Like, you're going to actually have to talk about the way that you see a perfect home running, or a home that is in balance running with your partner. And even if you've already done this and it hasn't come, it's on the way. Like, it's coming somehow. But that's something that's been on our minds. What we see as the idea of a balanced and harmonious home. Okay. Next, number 4 was the number 4 spiritually means just being. It also means feeling secure and having stability, a solid foundation, specifically in one's home as well. And it also deals with beliefs and values between people who have to create or share a home. And what beliefs and values do they want established in their homes? Moving on, um, the last and final number that showed itself in that particular reading is a 9, and 9 spiritual meaning deals with love. It deals with faith. It deals with humanitarianism, spiritual enlightenment, and spiritual awakening. Um, yeah, so that was the understandings that I got when I looked up those numbers. So that's all the energy that's happening for us, because all of that is part of the new moon energy reading. I just forgot to put that in there the first time. So I had to record this, and now it'll be connected. All right, guys. Shalom.